Lawrynn, Trevor makes me sick to my stomach. He thinks that women are supposed to grovel at his feet, but not me. Lawrynn Barksdale, Esquire? Sure, we may have gotten drunk and had a one night stand after my best friend's reception, but that was a first and last time. However, I do have eyes for his cousin, and surely he can take my mind off the arrogant billionaire, Trevor. Lawrynn isn't my type at all, which is why I needed alcohol to sleep with her the first time. After that slip up, I had to find someone to settle down with quick, and my old fling, Jasmine Lovelace, would have to do. I know Lawrynn is trying to make me jealous by getting with my cousin, but that's only going to last for so long. Again, I am not jealous. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the show. And we are here for the 100th episode. Woo! Those confetti. Um, I didn't even think I'd get here. I mean, nobody really still listens to the podcast, so I'm basically talking to myself right now. But I am so proud of myself. Like, I did not think I would get this far because the way I started off strong, and then what? I took like a 4 month break because depression. Hello. Um, and then I picked it back up, and then I think I stopped again, and then I kept going, and I've been going strong ever since then. Uh, yeah, cause what the first two episodes were from YouTube, and not like the first three episodes because I called myself trying to make it happen on YouTube. That didn't happen either. And I was like, oh, podcast, great. Like, it's still not happening, but I have more fun doing this. Just hopefully one day somebody will enjoy the show and like what I'm doing. Um, so, and then it's like after the YouTube videos, then I was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to record a podcast episode every single day of the week for the first month of January. And what was that? 20. It was either 2020. Yeah, that was 2020. Um, before COVID. My God. Um, and I was like, okay, then yeah, I'm feeling this. Then what? I think I got to April, and it's like, oh baby, I don't want to get out the bed. I don't want to do nothing at all. I'm not going to. Um, And then it's like, okay, but you want to make this work, but you're not putting in the work to make it work. So I got back into it. And then again, depression hit me like, girl, please. And then I think I started back in November, and then I kept going ever since then. I'm really going to try that, record a podcast a day for a month again. I just can't figure out when I'm going to do it. But anywho, yes. So far that is my journey of podcasting. But we are here for part two of Falling for a Black Billionaire by Miss Bianca Xaviera, which I love her. She knows by now how much I love her and I love her work. So I'm not surprised that she would make it to being the 100th episode. I show her so much love, and I think she listens to the episodes about her book. I'm not particularly sure, but she does acknowledge like when I post about her, so I appreciate that very much. Um, so yeah, so this is Lawrynn, who is Chris's best friend. I was like, why did her name just escape me, Lord? And then Trevor is Travis's brother. So the way this book starts off, Travis and Chris got married, they had a reception. So it's the morning after. Now, Lawrynn wakes up, she's confused. She can't figure out what happened last night. She realizes that she's naked. So she's like, oh my God, I had sex with a stranger. But then she realizes that it's Trevor. Now, what was news to me was that her and Trevor, they hate each other. These two people cannot stand each other whatsoever. So to find out that they had sex with each other, they screaming and hollering, and it's like they talking at the same time. Like, man, get your ass out my hotel room. It's like, what did you talk about? This is my hotel room. And so when they both run to the door to see like whose room it actually is, it ends up being Trevor's room, excuse me. So he runs out, I mean she runs out the door, my God, and runs to Travis and Chris's room. And she's banging on the door like, please let me in, let me in. So Travis opens the door. Obviously she interrupted them having sex because this man's sweating and breathing off it like, can I help you? And so she pushes past him and runs into the room calling for Chris, and she ain't in nothing but a sheet. Like, she's wrapped up in the sheet and naked underneath. So she's like, Chris, I need to talk to you. Something happened. And next thing you know, Travis is walking into the room with the phone up to his ear, telling security that he needs the footage from last night. Because, of course, you walk into this room disheveled talking about you don't remember what happened last night and something happened to you. Yeah, we need answers. So he's like, are you hurt? I can call my doctor. Like, I can get a doctor here. Like, what happened? And so, of course, she realized that she's semi doing the most. Because the fact you still don't remember what happened, so something bad could have happened to you. Like, it's like we still don't know what happened. But then Trevor burst into the room and is accusing her of drugging him and basically like assaulting him. So he wants her arrested. So, then I think the parents came into the room. Like, everybody just burst into the room like, what is going on? And so security comes in with a flash drive of the footage, and Travis kicks everybody out but the four of them in the room. So they watch the tape, and these niggas, like, at the reception, they both was just throwing back shots, throwing back shots, throwing back, like, they drinking their ass off. Then next thing you know, they're in the elevator. Shit, they had sex in the elevator. And so it's just like, so as y'all can see, nobody did anything to the other person. Both of y'all got drunk and left together. So stop all this hooping and hollering and let it the fuck go. And so after that, they don't see each other. Oh, I'm lying. Cause I'm like, it's not even what, 24 hours. It's like later on that day, he's sitting at the bar getting something to eat, and he see his cousin and and Lawrynn together. Like, they sit down next to him, and immediately this nigga Trevor start hating. He like, really? You sleeping with somebody else? Not even 24 hours later? And the cousin looked at him, and she looked at him, and it's just like, really? You just gonna put that out? First of all, why are you offering that information that y'all slept together if you claim y'all can't stand each other? And it's like, ugh, I want to forget this ever happened. Like, there's no way I was sleeping with you in real life. So why are you just offering this fucking information? And then the cousin tells him, like, we not even on that type of time, but if we was, you want some sucker shit throwing that out there like that. Like, mind your business. So they get up and they walk away, and she confirmed, she's like, I'm not even on that with him. She was just feeling away because, oh, I forgot to mention, like, Chris low-key cussed her out after everybody had left out the room and they figured out what happened. She's like, you got so fucking drunk, you don't even remember what happened to you. Like, even after seeing the video, you have no recollection of what happened last night. Like, why are you getting that fucking drunk? And if I remember correctly, like, it's not the first time. It's like anything could have happened to you. Like, I could have spent the next morning after my wedding looking for your body. And like that, not to victim blame, but that would have been your own fault. Like, you got blackout drunk, and then you come to me screaming and hollering about something could have happened to you. It's like, come on now, you got to be more responsible. Even if you are in a room full of people you know and like you feel comfortable enough to do that much drinking, there's no way you should do that much drinking. You should never be blacked out. And it's just like, girl, what the fuck were you thinking? So anyway, she was down, I think by the dock, sitting at the dock, um, feeling sorry for herself. So then the cousin comes up. It's the fact that I cannot remember the cousin's name for the life of me. So unfortunately, I am going to be calling him the cousin this whole episode because I forgot his name. Um, so he made her feel better, just let her talk, and they was coming to get either something to eat or something to drink and just relax. But they end up walking away. And so she started feeling it because like they actually started dating. It's a little thing going on. She actually likes him. And Trevor finding out this knowledge, like it's really messing with him. Like she, my cousin, she is doing this to make me jealous, but I'm not thinking about her. It's just like, but you're kind of obsessed at this point, sis. Like you won't stop talking about her. But in between that of her like dating the cousin, they have sex again because she's like, I don't even remember the first time. Your shit probably trash. Like doing all this, like nigga, you ain't about nothing. Um, so they have sex again, and it's amazing for both of them. But they still gonna like blow it off, like we'll do whatever because he's still like low key trying to get her to stop messing with the cousin. But she won't do it. She's like, we have sex, but we can't stand each other. Like, there's no reason for this. So he starts back dating a old fling. Her name is Jasmine. And Jasmine, she reminds me of, what was her name? It was by India Carter. The review I did, Need You By Me. Uh, Old Boy's girlfriend or friend, because they really didn't even have a title. It's where she comes in and she's just like so disgusted by Lawrynn, and it's just like, this is my man, this is my husband, you need to leave her alone, don't talk to her. Like just having that air of attitude and just like feeling about herself. So it's like one night they are, oh Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So Lawrynn has a date with the cousin, right? And at the date, she finds out that he's in an open marriage. So the wife is there. And Lawrynn is like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, things are getting serious. So he wanted to like lay it all out there to let her know that he is married, but he's really feeling her. So like Lawrynn, she is like mama is baffled. She's like, I'm sorry, run that back. Come to find out the cousin is married and they have this agreement. So she's literally there to meet her so they can know what it is. So like Lawrynn just gets up from the table and walks away because she's like, ain't no fucking way. Ain't like now I got played. So she goes over to Travis and Chris's house and she just walks in, but they're having like a family dinner and Trevor is there with Jasmine. Um, and when she walks in, like he can't even take his eyes off her because she looks beautiful. But then he always got to say some slick shit. So, but she rushes in like, Chris, I'm so sorry, but I really need to talk to you for real. Like this cannot wait, please. And so he's looking at her like kind of concerned, but he is also trying to say some slick shit at the same time. And I mentioned this because the mama is there again, like Travis and Trevor mama is there, still acting a fucking fool. But she takes her into the room and tells her everything, like, he's married and Like, I can't believe this. So Chris, which I did not get, like, she calls her husband into the room like, did you know he was married? And it's like, of course, that's my cousin, but that's not my bit. Like, this is not our business. Given very much Cam thinking Olena was married to, I mean, not married, thinking Olena was sleeping with Malice and called that nigga into the room like, you got something you want to tell me? Like, madam, no, back up. So, but of course, Chris get mad and she got her husband wrapped around her finger because he do not like her being upset with him. So, she tells him, I think you should sleep in another room tonight because why would you hold this information from me, which is basically almost like me withholding this information from my best friend, and I could have saved her this heartache. And I kind of get it though. Like, Travis is like, this is not our business. This ain't got nothing to do with us. But anyway, so she stays the night there, and what? She come down to the kitchen trying to drown her sorrows, trying to drink some of the wine, but for some reason Trevor is there because he left with his girlfriend, but then he came back. And he's telling her, this is a $10,000 bottle of wine. You can't handle this. Anyway, they end up having sex on them people's stairs. It's like, why? I'm sorry. Because if I come out of my bedroom and see you having sex on my motherfucking steps, I might kick you down them bitches. Like, what is this obsession with having sex on other people's things? Like, in people's bathrooms. Like, on their stairs, on the, what's that thing called? The banister. Like, what the fuck? And he tells her, which is so funny, because he's like, you got to be quiet. Like, you can't moan because Travis has, like, he got them good ears. He hears everything. What did he say? He got the ears of a bat or something like that. And so they have sex, whoop-de-whoop, it's great again. But the next morning, Chris is like, I came out last night to come check on my best friend, and I see her getting her shit beat down. Like, so happy for you, sis. And she's like, Travis had to put a pillow over his head. So it's like, even with her, quote unquote, trying to be quiet, because at some point they just said, fuck it. Travis still heard. And it's like, girl, I'm sorry. But if I was Travis, I would have came out. I'm like, I bet you the fuck y'all don't. Get away from my... Man. Yeah, I would have cussed him out. Because I'm like, Trevor, you got a whole fucking house. Take her there. But he couldn't because Jasmine is there. Because, like, he made it official on some quote unquote get back shit against Lawrynn. Because it's like, you don't even really like this girl, Jasmine, like that. You just trying to prove a point. And so, like, Jasmine done moved in. She bought herself a ring, acting like they was getting married, because the 2 times that they had sex, Trevor kept her panties both times. So that last time, Jasmine walks herself into Lawrynn's office and throws him on the table and basically is like, leave my fiance alone. And she's like, what? And she's like, yeah, I know these are yours because they're a size whatever, and I'm a size doop. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, and so Lawrynn is like, we doing this? She's like, so do you have my other pair, or was this the only one you could find? And so she, like, basically shuts her down and sends her on her merry little way. And then she also fires her receptionist because her receptionist, like, basically set this up. So it's like, oh, you trying to be messy? You can walk out the door with your friend. And she, like, gets up and slams the door. But it's like, you can't be messy at work then be mad you get fired. Like, girl, you set this up for this woman to come in and try to check me at my office? No, you're fired. So after that, she done cut the cousin off, and come to find out she's pregnant. And it would have been the first time they had sex like after the reception, so she knows that it's Trevor's. So she goes to, what was it, either his place or his business, and she sees Trevor and Jasmine having sex. So she turns around to leave, and she like trips down the stairs or something like that. And so this is when she tells him, like, I'm pregnant and I don't need anything from you, but I just want to let you know what it is. So she has to be off her ankle for like a week. So he brings her back to his house, like, you could stay in this guest room and I'll have somebody look after you, like you'll be straight, whoop de whoop, whatever. So Jasmine, like, she greets him at the door when they come back from the hospital in lingerie, and she sees her and she's like, what is she doing here? And he's like, tells her this is what it is and this is what it's gonna be. And Jasmine's like, you don't even know if that baby is yours. She could be lying, whoop de whoop. So she's like, you need to make a choice. He's like, oh, don't do that. Baby, don't do that. Because if you make me choose between you and my child, you can pack your shit up and you can leave right now, and the child ain't even here. But what I won't be doing is that. So if you're trying to give me an ultimatum, you just fucked yourself over. So she goes and like packs her things and leaves the ring on the table. But it's like, mama, you bought yourself that ring, so you're not doing nothing. If anything, you should have took it and like maybe pawned it or sold it to get some money and just make yourself feel better. But it's just like you leaving the ring like, I don't want to be with you anymore. Like, okay, he wasn't feeling you anyway, Miss Mamas, but you can have it. Uh and so this leads to them like getting closer, because while she's in that bed, they feeling each other. They feeling each other. And so they have more talks about the baby, like what's going to happen between them. And so her happily ever after, I believe they get engaged and they have a baby and everything is great. But it's just like all of this hoopla of we hate each other, but we really like each other. So, uh, Lawrynn got the other billionaire. So the best friends are dating brothers, are engaged to brothers, and all that type of stuff. So yeah, that was it. So this is episode 100 of the Bibliophiles bookcase. I am so proud of what I've done so far, and I hope I continue to do good things. Peace and blessings, my beautiful people.